A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. First, a look at your top stories this afternoon.
Speaker refers joint opposition request of summoning Parliament to Prime Minister. Terror accused Mohammed Nizamuddin released on bail. Nigeria floods, death toll hits 199. Bangladesh target first Asia Cup title against formidable India.
Starting off with a look at your lead story this afternoon, the Office of the Speaker says he has referred a request made by the joint opposition to summon Parliament to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The announcement says the Prime Minister has the power to summon Parliament as per Standing Order 16. Now, the Office of the Speaker had accordingly forwarded the letter addressed by the joint opposition parliamentary group leader Dinesh Gunawardena to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, requesting Parliament to be summoned immediately in order to discuss on the current economic crisis. DIG Nalaka de Silva, who was in charge of the Terrorist Investigation Division, arrived at the Government Analyst Department at 9:55 this morning to record a voice sample. The Government Analyst Department said that the DIG's voice sample was recorded within half an hour. Court yesterday ordered for the voice sample of DIG Nalaka de Silva to be recorded by the Government Analyst for the investigations being conducted into the alleged assassination attempt on President Maithripala Sirisena and former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa. In more local news, the police raided a distillery in Aramakulava area in Varakapula.
The distillery was raided last night based on a tip-off received. The distillery has been carried out in a rented two-storied house. Police said one suspect was arrested during the raid and another suspect had fled the scene. 1,000 litres Gora, 60 bottles of illicit alcohol, a three-wheeler and several other equipment used in the production process were taken to police custody. The suspect is due to be produced before the Varakapula District Magistrate Court today. Varakapula police have commenced investigations into the incident.
And one of your headline-making local news this afternoon, a university student in Sydney who was accused of plotting to assassinate former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and former leader Julie Bishop was released on bail after a court heard that the notes on the diary did not match his handwriting. Stay tuned for more details on this story. Nearly 200 people have died in flooding caused by heavy seasonal rains across 12 states in Nigeria.
The National Emergency Management Agency said yesterday that 199 people were killed after the main Niger and Benue rivers burst their banks. A national disaster was declared in several central and southern states. The United Nations last week said there had been more than 3,000 recorded cases of cholera. The National Emergency Management Agency said in its latest update that the large-scale flooding since last month made more than 286,000 people homeless. It added numbers were expected to rise and more rain is expected in the coming weeks.
Back in a look at local news, remains of an individual suspected to have died under suspicious circumstances was discovered in a house in Alpitia.
Our correspondent said the remains were discovered by the Alpitia police based on a tip-off received. The deceased was identified as Sujiva Kumara, aged 45, and was the sole occupant of the house in which his remains were discovered. Our correspondent said signs of blood splatter was discovered on the road leading to the house and inside the house. Magistrate examination on the remains is due to be conducted today, and the Alpitia police are conducting further investigations into the incident.
The AMS Academy graduation 2018 was held in Colombo last evening.
This graduation was taken place under the auspices of Minister of Higher Education and Cultural Affairs, Vijaydas Rajapaksa. The director of AMC Academy, Kitsri Manchanayaka, attended the event along with many others. State Minister Mohanlal Gheru and the others received their doctorate at the event.
Of many students, and of course today
2 women were arrested on charges of financial fraud in Aktidia and Burlasgamua.
Police said the women had defrauded 39,031,482 rupees. The suspects were arrested following an inquiry carried out based on a complaint received by the CID. The 2 suspects, aged 26 and 32, are residents of Billanvilla. They are due to be produced before the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court today.
Newsfirst conducted a poll on the views of the people and posed the question, do they have confidence in the government to handle the national finances? As of 11 a.m. today, 83% said no, while only 17% said yes. A university student in Sydney who was accused of plotting to assassinate former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and former Deputy Leader Julie Bishop was released on bail after a court heard that notes in the diary did not match his handwriting.
University of New South Wales student Sri Lankan-born Qamar Nizamuddin, aged 25, was arrested last month after officers from the Joint Counter-Terrorism Team investigated allegations he had documents with plans to carry out a terrorist attack. In Central Local Court this morning, Nizamuddin was granted bail after an expert could not confirm the handwriting in the notebook matched the accused. Australian media reported that without a conclusive expert opinion suggesting the defendant was the relevant author, evidence for the charge has been significantly weakened and the prosecution concedes these are exceptional circumstances. NSW Police Commissioner Mick Fuller reportedly submitted a confidential affidavit in the case to verify there was no extremist material found on any items belonging to Nizamuddin. The matter will return to court next month.
And that's all the news we've got for you this afternoon. To follow details of these stories and more, you can of course log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. But before we go, has the government delivered on its promises? What are your thoughts? You can share your views with Newsfirst David Paldano, who will walk around the arcade Independence Square from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. with the microphone and the cameraman, of course. So walk up to him and share your thoughts with the whole of Sri Lanka. However, if you are unable to meet with our Newsfirst reporter, drop us a WhatsApp voice message on 077 347 8954. That number once again, 077 347 8954. Also follow the story on social media using the hashtag StolenParadiseSL. You can also tweet us on our Twitter handle at NewsFirstSL or use the hashtag StolenParadiseSL. Thank you for watching. I'm Charlotte Benedict for the Newsfirst team. Take care and God bless.